So the pack has just cut a deal with a pack of black spiral dancers, the worm tribe of Guru, to go and deal with a common enemy, that being variation of a type of bane known as a puppeteer that actually can hide from a lot of Guru senses, including some gifts that Guru can use to find banes normally. So,
What could possibly go wrong with this plan?
absolutely nothing. Um, so,
So
uh,
worried.
so with that, the pack alphas both basically um, bound the accord in blood and have decided to do it. But Guru regenerates, so it's all good.
They
With
didn't
that,
cut themselves silver, right?
correct. With that, now it's a matter of getting back to the BoR Foundation and whether or not you give anyone a heads up that you're bringing. Guess who's coming to dinner?
Oh, just to clarify, like they have not shown us. They're not going to show us how to recognize puppeteers until we get back there, are
Well, right now it's the next question is when and how and stuff. So
I was gonna say, can they show us instantly, or do we need a training montage out here in the woods while Kennedy gets
Well, we would
buddied up
also
with her
probably-
girlfriend?
they? It might actually help if we had puppeteers to find. I suppose that might be a really good way to determine how good we are at it.
I say let it be a surprise.
We can let Victor know. I see no. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
we need to text Victor.
All right. So here's the question.
covering for us. We have to let him in on it.
Here's the question. Who at the Foundation are we still willing to trust that we don't think is already being controlled by these puppeteers? I think we can trust Victor as far as that goes, because if he was under their sway, he certainly wouldn't have led us down to the torture chamber.
And he wouldn't have been looking for it in the first place.
Right.
So,
but
as funny as that is, yes, we trust Victor.
Yeah, I think he's the only one we
as
trust,
far as this
to be
goes.
honest. Yeah, I don't trust anybody else.
I don't know that we can trust anybody else.
No, I don't think we can, but the anyone who we don't tell why we are bringing a group of Black Spiral dancers into the Valkenborg Foundation.
We keep saying that. Like, we don't have to keep saying it.
Yeah, but we're not. We're bringing this independent 80s rock band cover band that contains the inmates. Is that right, guys?
I'm sorry, but and Kennedy will just look at them. It's like they don't exactly look like they're not Black Spiral dancers. And there are other guru at the Foundation. Some of them are going to pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them can sense the worm, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we need to be prepared for the fact that we are very likely going to start a fight one way or the other.
Oh,
Yeah, we were
And the
going
ones
to-
who aren't controlled by the puppeteers, I really don't want to see die.
yeah. So what I'm thinking is, if one of them came in with the four of us, no one would bother to sense worm. I mean, that's not suspicious. We would just have a person to bring in. I mean, just bring in with us, but they're not going to. They're not going to give them the. Surely we can get somebody in there. I don't think it's that outlandish.
I mean, we have
Or-
to bring them in. That's not a question.
Mhm.
But
Well, you know, and the thing is, we told them that we were going to go hunt these guys, so if we're bringing them in alive, I don't think anybody's going to be that suspicious of it. until it's too late for them.
Well,
I suppose that's true.
and no, we couldn't just go in via the Umbra, for there are wards which would probably twitch. That is, in fact, how we. Well,
Right. Why don't we call Victor?
Yeah, let's call him.
Do, 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 do.
And Kennedy is getting herself a drink.
wait a minute. Where is she getting herself a drink? Where are you?
She
I guess
carries. She carries
In the
alcohol
RV?
on her.
Oh, very good.
Well, I also do have a flask that I carry with me.
I
But,
forgot about that.
So,
and I was making the assumption we were already back at the RV, which is perhaps erroneous.
Probably not unlikely.
But if we're not at the RV, I've got a flask.
yeah, I suspect this conversation was had on the way to the RV, as there was gives you time to have a heated debate.
Do any of them say anything while we're having this debate?
No, they're all relatively quiet. And someone is following behind you, Kennedy.
Okay.
So, with that, you guys reach out and call Victor. Who's making the call? Who's actually got who got the short straw?
Sounds like an alpha job to me.
Razzle.
Hey, you wanted the job, man.
That's true. Hello, Victor Helms.
Darren, how are things? Is everything okay? How is the pack?
We're having a weird day, Victor.
I kind of gathered that from the rather cryptic message you left for me earlier.
I need you to have an open mind with what I'm about to say. The Black Spiral Dancers think that they have some information that could help us with what's going on at the facility.
Do they now?
They do. We're bringing them back to show us how to... What was the word again? Figure out who the puppet masters are?
They believe there are a kind of Bane called puppeteers.
They believe there's a Bane called puppeteers around.
Well, I will. This could go rather south rather fast. We should probably discuss this in person. I'd like to.
How do you feel about Waffle House?
The one on Route 15, right?
Yeah, let's meet up there.
I should have named this episode Waffle House, but
How could we have known?
hindsight being 2020 now. But
There we go. So maybe we can just make it a subtitle.
the
We're
journey,
about to get smothered and covered.
journey through the mists, more like journey through the Waffle House. So, a short time later, the 9 of you are now at a rather large booth at the Waffle House. The Spirals are doing their best to act civilized.
Why? We're at Waffle House.
Maybe they don't know.
And as you've kind of spent a little time with them, you realize that that generally most spiral dancers are metas.
Yeah.
But only half this pack is metas. One of them is actually you get the impression based on the fact that how she's interacting with everything that she was probably born Hamid. And she's kind of getting side eye and stuff occasionally. You see her trying her best to kind of keep the others in check and make them not draw too much attention to themselves, despite how they're dressed. Um,
Get in the middle of the night, a
well,
goth band in a Waffle House.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
it
say,
must be 12:30.
let's say if you guys need a cover story, you guys are an '80s cover band.
so uh, with that, yeah, Victor, as the group of you arrange to sit at the booth, the pack is the Black Sprawlers are sitting pretty much on one side, with Lishta sitting as close as she can, basically being the bridge between them and Kennedy and the rest of the pack.
Okay, and Kennedy is going to acknowledge that this is going to happen and will be seated on our end of the pack so that I'm next to her.
Lishta seems elated by this. Um, and with that, and Victor's just kind of sitting there and just does not seem to be thrilled at all about this conversation, about who the company, about the Waffle House, about any of it.
Oh, that's how you know he's a Shadow Lord. Shadow Lords don't dig Waffle House.
Shadow Lords eat at IHOP. That's what I heard.
Oh, you take that back, sir. IHOP doesn't deserve that.
And so with that, and what's the plan? What are we're just gonna walk into the front door? You don't think this is gonna cause all sorts of havoc and chaos?
I was imagining there was going to be some havoc and chaos. Yes.
Well,
Oh, what's the alpha's name? I don't even remember the alpha's name.
Rograth?
Wargrath?
Not far from it.
Can you,
I wrote it down. I'm not sure I wrote it down correctly.
Can you check Victor here and see if he's under the sway of a puppeteer?
He is not.
Okay, we didn't get your names.
I'm Wargrath.
Well, yes, you're Rograth and she's Lishta. I meant the others.
Oh, he points to the one gentleman who seems a little sullen and
He's the bass player.
kind of looks like a bass player. He may have the same hair as a bass player I knew in the 90s.
Wasn't a bass player then.
This is Horschgrum. And this is Shadrach. And he points to the other one. I am the pack Arun. This is the alpha speaking. I am the pack Arun. This is here's to Horschgrum, Horschgrum. And he's like, this is also our guru, our Arun.
Oh,
Shadrach is our Lupus Theurge.
represent. Why am I?
And
Excuse me.
Yes, bond with the Black Spirals.
Well, I was trying to I realized felt misappropriating, but I was trying to be like, oh, it's like a paw, like shake, but I didn't really very good at it.
and this is Lishta, our Galliard.
Heavy sigh.
Yes.
Oh, that means we should introduce ourselves then. I have that one dot in etiquette now, so I know that we should introduce ourselves.
Yes, I'm blood on the dance floor. I'm a Galliard.
I'm Dell.
And with that,
I'm a Theurge.
Lishta gets a big grin on her face when you say you're Galliard.
Oh no. I'm Dell. I'm the Lupus Theurge. You don't have to clear your throat when you say my name.
That's true. I'm Darren. I'm an Arun. Get offenders.
I'm Killian. I'm the filthy glasswalker. Nice to meet you.
You're not filthy. You took a shower last week.
I mean, I found out over the last year or so I'm not the most popular, categorically speaking.
It's just that they don't trust anyone who's too involved with technology.
Yeah, everybody's scared of Excel.
And with that, Lishta is actually, like, from what I understand, they don't trust most of any tribes. No one trusts the Shadow Lords. Looking straight at Victor when she says it. They don't trust the Get to not go off half cocked. They don't trust our kind at all, ever. They don't trust the Fianna for the oaths and bonds they made, their ancestors made generations ago. And they definitely don't trust. Well, actually, I guess they pretty much trust the child of Gaia, but that's because they're foolish.
I was waiting. I was waiting for it. It's like, how's she gonna read me?
So.
Okay, we trust you. We trust you, Killian. That should be all that matters.
Very nice.
How about you live in my house for like months?
You act like you didn't kick me out.
And Killian, you would know that while you're not popular with some tribes, you're more popular than the Bonars.
Yeah. God, I miss that son of a bitch.
So,
Speaking of which, are there any bone gnars in the Waffle House having a moot? I mean, that could be. That
No,
seems
they
a
like-
likely enough place for one to be.
they like the Denny's instead.
Oh,
It's canon, actually.
Yeah, actually, for this campaign, it's becoming that way. Yeah. So. So with that, so while you were out making deals, and kind of looks at those spirals, I did some additional snooping, and I did come across this rather, well, telling piece of evidence. He says as Jonesy quickly looks for the handout that he dropped into roll 20.
What'd you find, Vicky, my boy?
It's okay, Jonesy. I have to keep bouncing back and forth between Roll20 and Twitch because I have them on the same monitor.
2 monitors is the way of the future.
I have 2 monitors, but I have my character sheet and our Zoom call on the other monitor.
It's the way of 2007, at least.
This is the way.
I need 3 monitors, really.
The handout.
But my tiny desk does not have room for a 3rd monitor.
And I can't find it. But that's okay, because I can cheat. Because Roll20 is quick like that. And... There you go. So I went back and started digging through the good doctor's cabin while you've been, well, apparently hanging out at a Waffle House and making deals with spirals.
Don't say it like that.
Uh, it's true. I should have more disdain in my voice when I say that. Um, and I came across this. It looks like they had been trying to, well, it was removed from the journal it was in. It looks like someone was trying to destroy it when the assault happened.
Hmm.
And he slides the piece of paper over to the pack.
Would you like someone to read it aloud, Jonesy?
Sure. Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah. Well, just for that, Kennedy's actually going to read it aloud. So I'm going to do it in an accent. Yeah. October 11th. Early last night, I awoke in the library, dazed and confused and unsure as to how I had arrived there. Rather uncanny, as I have never been known for sleepwalking or the like. Reflecting back upon the past several mornings, it seems as though I felt somewhat tired, as if I had not slept well. Something akin to how I felt when I found myself in the library this morning. October 15th. Upon waking this morning, I found several flecks of dried blood caked beneath my fingernails. One of the patients was found dead this morning. They assume it was by his own hands. I know it was me that took his life. It must have been during one of my late-night sleepwalking episodes, which seem to have become more frequent of late. What is it that I'm doing on my unconscious journeys? What kind of monster have I become? I must find a way to stop this insanity before... My God, it's too horrible to mention. October 17th. Oh, please help me. Please shine some kind of light into my confusion. I can write no longer. I must find peace to calm my anguished mind. October 19th. Another patient was found dead this morning. Again, they believe it is suicide. I know that I am to blame, and I have come to the conclusion that there is only one way I can bring a stop to this madness. May Gaia have mercy on my soul for what I'm about to do. Goodbye, my friends. Forgive me. Jonesy?
Yes.
What is today's date?
It's October 20th. Actually, it's the 21st because there's a day jump.
Right.
This is the doctor who was found dead.
Yes.
We better get back there ASAP.
Is the 15th the night that...
He arrived back on the 20th. We weren't there on the 15th.
So there was another patient that was found dead that we weren't told about?
Sounds like it.
Killian, do you
Yeah.
still have the back door into Gretchen's records?
Yeah, sure. I'll plop
Who
the
else
puppy on the
died?
table.
The waitress.
Who died on the
walks
15th?
over, is like, oh, it's these hackers again. Jesus, okay, fine, whatever. Just listen to me.
Yeah, Jonesy, can I get a who died on the 15th for $200? Okay.
You hit the
Yeah.
daily double. 2 people died on the 15th.
On the 15th, a young guru by the name of Justin, who you had not met, who had been brought in by Lucian while you were away, was found dead.
Gretchen not have told us about this.
Gretchen is of the worm.
I don't know
Unless-
about. I mean, people mentions the suicide. Nobody mentions somebody else having died 4 days earlier.
No, no one did.
Mm-mm.
They died 4 days earlier, and according to the records you found, which were in an odd spot, not with the rest of the patient records, they had only arrived at the Valkenburg Foundation on the 13th.
That's a hell of a turnover. My God.
Staff may not have even known
That
he
all
was
happened
there.
while we were in the Northwest Labs. Or lost in the Umbra.
Because The patient on the 19th was the one that you're aware of.
Right.
So are we
So
leaving
where did
with
you find this,
guy?
Victor?
I found it stashed down in the basement.
Down the basement.
Yes.
Where
As I
where we were?
yes.
Oh.
Along with some a box full of some supply, like some clothing and stuff like that. I believe it was the young man's belongings. I wasn't even aware that a patient had been admitted.
And you're one of the doctors, so that's not good.
Well, he's
Oh,
the head of
I'm
security.
an administrator, but
Oh, okay.
so I believe this ties to Orson.
Who brought? Said what was his name? The name
Lucian.
was Lucian.
Lucian, the scout. Yes,
Where is he now?
he's off on another scouting mission. So, do we have a plan? What is the plan? How do we want to handle this?
I think the first thing we need to do is find out whether Gretchen is under the influence of one of these puppeteers.
I mean,
Wargath, how dangerous are these puppeteers? If we don't hit them hard and fast, is it something that could potentially be really dangerous for us?
If we don't dispatch them quickly, if they're if they're tethered to these their hosts, if we don't dispatch them quickly, then they can subsume the hosts. And anyone with any kind of occult lore would realize that he's referring to the fact that the Banes would actually transform the hosts into Fomorian, which are worm spawn with a variety of unnatural
The nastiest of the Black Dog books.
things that they can do. Yes.
so why do you think? I mean, why do you think Orson is the key to this?
I mean, he's the one out running errands, so he's bringing patients in.
No,
That
no,
would be
Lucian.
Orson is locked away on the second floor of the Foundation.
Is Orson the
See-
patient that's been there the longest?
No, he's not the patient that's been there the longest, but he's the patient that, from what I've seen, no one's gotten better since he's been there.
So the lack of people actually improving has started with Orson.
Yes.
Oh.
And based on what I found digging through the records, some patients have been getting worse actually since his arrival, not better. Which is not the trajectory of the Foundation had before his arrival.
Feeling I can tell you which ones they are.
And when I ask about questions, the staff seems dismissive. They seem absent-minded occasionally. Yes. But no one's been openly hostile or combative. Which leads some credence to, as much as I hate to say it, he kind of looks over, gives side eye to the spirals. Their claim that there may be Banes involved, but I haven't heard of Banes that can bypass our gifts. And with that, the spirals just kind of snicker under the breath.
and Dell just kind of is like, no, I passed that check earlier. No, it's a thing.
And the theurge of the spirals kind of speaks up. The things you don't understand of the worm would dwarf your feeble mind.
I don't doubt that. So then it sounds like we need to take what knowledge Rograth and Lishta and Horsgrim and Shadrach have
What we
and
need-
go to confront Orson.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be the easiest way, I think. Assuming if Victor is right, then Orson would be the perfect subject to show us how to detect these veins. And he can't go anywhere. All we have to do is get you four onto the second floor of the Falkenberg Foundation.
You know, another thought. While we can't go there in the Umbra, if this is a result of Banes, then maybe we can get inside the building and then shift to the Umbra and deal with them on that level.
And with that, the theurge is like, why can't we get into the Umbra?
Hey Jonesy, I'm curious about that because I was in Killian and Dell shifted to the Umbra
Mm-hmm.
pretty early, and it was I believe on the second floor that we did it, or we went up onto the second floor
Mm-hmm.
because we peeked into Orson's room.
Uh-huh.
Did
And
the
slipped
wards
him a
not-
cell phone.
Yeah, I know. Did the wards not go like snooker loopy at that point?
They did not.
Hmm.
Yes,
So who wants to make me a wits and occult check?
I have a feeling this is going my way again.
I mean, I'll make the roll, but I have a feeling it's going to be
This
Dell
is-
who actually makes it.
This
Tell
feels
us a
like my
story,
kind of-
Dell.
Yeah.
Difficulty 6.
Diff 6, okay. What bloody form am I in? I'm still in Limbo's form. I've had no reason to change.
You wouldn't be in the Waffle House.
Oh shit, you're right. We are in the Waffle House. Let me. There you go. Let me.
Sir,
Don't-
you don't get your mud out of here. We're calling animal control right now.
Dell's just like walking around from table to table. Woof.
I actually get 2 successes on Umbral Crap.
Oh, very very nice. You say wits and occults.
What is the
Yes.
gauntlet at Waffle House? Like 1?
It's -3.
You just find yourself slipping into the Umbra even
It's
if you're not
just-
for real.
You don't even know.
Every time you go to the bathroom there, it's hit or miss. It's a flip of the coin.
Whew. Actually, that's a mean thing to say. Bathrooms at Waffle Houses tend to be like really good.
They do.
Why am I on this? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it a sniff sniff. So here we go. That would be well, 4. 4 for so yes. We both succeeded. 4 successes.
So the wards. So you can go in and out of the Umbra in the Valkyrie Foundation. The wards are just set to detect banes and spirits. Banes and spirits.
Okay.
That being said, it did
Wait.
seem to go off when the spiral dancers came in.
That was my next sentence.
And then quickly were turned off when the spiral dancers were in.
I was going to look over at. I don't recall the name. It was a throat clearing sound, and the theurge.
Shadrach.
Thank you. And someone must have turned off the wards when your pack was there. Someone must have shut down the wards. Is that you?
We have gifts that would suppress them. Yes. We also have fetishes that could also suppress your wards if brought in.
Oh.
I believe I have a gift that would shut down your wards, at least temporarily, or possibly shut down your wards, at least
But-
temporarily.
Okay, but you didn't use it that night.
I didn't make it into the building. Our-
True. Well, the one.
Two of our allies did, and they were dispatched by
Yeah,
your pack
they-
members in
well,
combat.
Yeah, actually, one of them was me. Sorry
Oh.
about that.
And he doesn't seem to be put off by that at all. Like,
Yeah, it was just, and actually, Dell's just kind of like, oh yeah.
you bested him in combat. He died. He deserved to die, kind of thing.
I have a doubt in etiquette. It's like, okay, well, I guess I'm sorry I killed your guy. To be fair, we didn't know. So, okay then. Well, if we can get in, if we have a way to get everybody in without the wards, with without the wards, raising, without the wards alerting everybody.
Yes. List is like, well, as soon as we're in there, they're gonna the puppeteers would probably come swarming in. And as soon as they know that we're there, that means that we know they will understand that we're onto them.
Yes.
So, I mean, some of us would have to be prepared to deal with them.
I would think all of us would have to be prepared to deal with them.
Well, as opposed to hunting for this Orson fellow. And she kind of does that whole flippity little hand thing, like this one, and she's pointing to Victor, would like to go looking for.
Well,
So we're going to have to deal with Baines and at the same time have some people prepared to deal with Orson.
oh, that. If Orson is one of these, is being ridden by one of these puppeteers.
Yeah, and if he's not, then he's not. But
I
If
think he's
not,
the
then
one
we can
pulling all
ignore
the
him.
strings. I think he's the master puppeteer.
I mean, it's too good of a story for it not to be the case.
um,
Look, I'm a Galliard. Don't blame me for this.
I'm not blaming you for nothing.
No, that was directed directly at Dell.
Okay. Oh.
Lupus born don't understand meta. All right. That's yes.
With that, Victor's well, it sounds like we need to have two fronts, and seeing how Orson may or may not be involved, but we suspect he is. A couple of us, me and someone from the pack, and he specifically kind of shifts his weight and posture slightly. So when he says someone from the pack, he's clearly addressing the Trail Mix pack and not the Insidious Fist pack.
Right.
And he's, well, one of you should probably accompany me while the others bolster the defenses and deal with the onset of Baines. Because if his intel is correct, and they could, if they're writing their hosts, there's the and if they feel that they may be in jeopardy of being discovered, they might try to possess their hosts instead.
Right.
And that means then we would lose them for certain.
But if we're there on the Umbra to deal with them, and we might be able to take them out without hurting the host.
And with that, the Thierge of the Insidious Fist, he kind of nods, like in agreement with that statement.
Excellent.
Don't
So we
want to.
just are we just pulling up the RV, going to the Umbra and immersion? Because that sounds like what everybody said.
Not too far off. I guess we should figure out who is going to. Victor is heading up to address Orson. One member of the Insidious Fist pack has to go up with them because they're the only ones currently who know how to sniff out puppeteer veins.
In which case, it also means one of us has to go with them as well.
Yes. Do you think this should be like a Theurge party?
I think we have the best chance of fighting Baines if we send all the Theurges that way.
I mean, fighting Baines is something that any of us can do. I like the idea of sending the Theurges to go check out Orson. while the rest of us are prepared to deal with whatever
Whatever
comes to
response.
us all.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a straight up fight than deal with Orson in any case.
Give me both.
So what do you think, Del? You and Shadrach?
I love how you assume that dealing with Orson won't be a straight up fight. That was what I was thinking. I was thinking it might be the two of us plus Victor.
Sounds agreeable to me.
Awesome. So it sounds like the pack has a war plan. So
We got a real plan. And we don't have a real plan yet. What car are we crashing into what?
We're not.
and no, you do not get to drive the RV into the Valkenburg Foundation.
And also, really, I don't think we need to crash. Wow, this has got to be a new experience for you. You're not gonna you're not throwing any conveyance whatsoever. So this is.
We'll see how the fight goes. It might still be
We gotta stop and pick up a bicycle real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And somewhere,
Darren's turning over a new leaf. Very good.
and somewhere in the back of Darren's mind, a very faint flicker of a memory from eons ago, where one of his ancestors picked up a stagecoach and threw it through a saloon, pops to his mind. And we don't, for no reason understandable, that the stagecoach explodes.
We gotta stop at Kmart and pick up some Hot Wheels or something, okay? I need a fistful of shurikens.
A fistful of Hot Wheels. That's like, you know what? I'd kickstart that.
It was a stagecoach filled with fireworks.
Collectible Western. There you go.
Oh god.
So with that, the pack loads into the RV and proceeds to head on off to the Valkenburg Foundation. I can't imagine what could possibly go wrong.
I'm sure you can imagine it better than we can. You've read the module.
Ooh.
So with that, I will take you back to everyone's favorite foundation.
I say those are much larger scale than we're.
We gotta get right back to where we started from.
Oh, here we are. God, you know what? Hell. Guess I don't need to see the whole country.
It's because I wanted to give you the cool little map.
No, it's a good map. I'm not disparaging the map.
I was gonna say we just need to drop you over here, and
For those of you who cannot actually see the map, yes,
Shuttle!
Kennedy's hanger-on had to be moved over. She had to go in with her bestie.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is my life.
If it makes you feel better, I rolled a D. I rolled and randomly assigned.
Oh, wait a minute. Is the Theurge the one who looks like the freaking dollar store Colossus?
Yes.
Okay.
Dollar store Colossus.
Yeah. Dell can't make that comparison, but I sure can.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got short cropped hair, and until you insisted he throw on a shirt to go into the Waffle House.
He has rockin' abs, I will say.
He's lupus.
He did have good abs.
Yeah.
And this module may be from the early 90s, and so they may all have a very 90s vibe to them, the NPCs. So
Yeah, you think? Say we'll drop them in the Discord for anyone who's curious.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yep. So, and with that, the pack arrives at the packs, plural in this case, have arrived back at the Valkenburg Foundation. It is late at night because you didn't meet with the Insidious Fist to make your pack and deal until moonrise, and then a couple hours has passed. You've Waffle House and all that fun stuff. So, uh, so the uh, so the Victor basically wants to when you get to he asks that you give wait about a minute or so and then do what you're going to do so that him and the theurgist can make their way upstairs to the second floor unless he's kind of like yeah, we should do this, we should do that, and just he's kind of waiting to see if he's going to get any pushback, and if you don't, then he's just going to okay, that's what we're doing.
Apropos of nothing, Victor and the Theurges is the name of my 90s cover band.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I guess we're heading upstairs then.
So with that,
I guess we're gonna park ourselves out front.
there's no real way for me to. Yeah. So, and before you left the Waffle House, you would have spent a little time with the pack, the Insidious Fist. They will actually suggest going for a hunt beforehand around the outside of the grounds to see if they can corner one of these puppeteers by themselves, so they can show you how to detect them.
All right,
Okay.
I'm here for it.
That's reasonable.
So with that, I'm going to need a wits and primal urge check from someone. Whoever you want to pick as the lead.
Why
The lead
do I get
hunter
the
for
feeling it's just going to be me again?
I mean,
Hunt, Del,
several of us
hunt.
have decent primal urges, but
Well, if somebody else has a lot of primal orange too, that's fine.
I have good primal urge. It's primal urge in what?
wits.
Wits.
I've got
that...
I've got a pool of 6.
I also have a pool of 6 for that.
Oh, there you go. You can do it if you want.
I'll give it a shot. What is it? 6 difficulty?
Yes. Yep. And
Wolfcut. I love that.
I got 1 success.
so the group, the 2 packs go hunting into the Umber. You guys cross over to the Umber, and you're hunting around the grounds of the Valkenburg Foundation, over near the staff housing. When the Insidious Fist pack members launch forward into the shadows, and they seem to be in combat with something that you don't see. And a few moments later, they actually pull part of the shadow out of the buildings, the shadow of the building. They seem to pull some creature out of it, and are as they do, it kind of takes on the form. It looks like has a small, thin body that's kind of about 1.5 feet long, with long, thin arms and legs that kind of stretch out from it, almost like a primate, but kind of over exaggerated. Like the limbs are longer, the body is thinner, kind of proportions of like a small spider monkey or something like that. And a black shadow face where its face should be, and 2 little pinpoints of green light, sickly yellow green light. And they pull it forward, and it seems to scream and wail a little bit in a screechy sound. And so they drag it in front of you, and so that you all can actually get its scent. So, and so you should be able to help hunt these things now.
Oh, yeah. Well, if that's the case, I can I can kick on heightened senses and just go tracking.
So,
Look at that. They aren't full of shit.
Yeah,
Um,
smells like prunes and cigarettes. Great.
It smells like Axe body spray.
no, that's a far more potent bane. So with that, there are other tricks they can there are other ways to help see these the signs of these creatures. If you can, if you are able to sense the emanations of mother worm, there are ways for us to show you how to see their telltale signs.
Strangely enough, Dell never actually took that gift because I just figured it was like I have used it too many times in the past. Oh dear. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should.
Yeah, because I don't know how many of your packmates have sense worm. So
Has anybody got sense worm?
You.
Oh.
I don't have
well,
sense worm.
I
no,
think our old Theurge did, but
yeah, it would have made a lot of sense for me to have that, but for whatever reason, I just
Worm
mulishly
usually
said-
finds them.
That's kind of how it goes, and I was kind of figuring, well, I would, with the heightened senses, it'd be like, well, worm smells like maybe, yeah. So I guess we're gonna have to deal with regular smells for a little bit.
so with that, yeah, you're able to start going hunting. So he's going to suggest, Victor's going to suggest the couple of you guys go upstairs, and as the rest of you go hunting around for, so why don't so for those hunting, for these other creatures,
yes.
how are we gonna do? Are we hunting in pairs? Are we hunting as a full pack? I mean, are you splitting up? Are you keeping together? Like, what is the hunting strategy going to be?
Well, we have ground we have to cover, so we probably do need to split up some.
Yeah, we should split into pairs. I'll take Riverdale.
And I
You did not do that. You're a horrible person. I just want you to know that.
I think we should do one member of each pack together.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Do you really trust the black spiral dancers to go hunting by themselves?
No.
Exactly.
No. You've got to tell your
One of them,
girlfriend
one
she's
of
coming
us.
with me, though.
What?
You've got to tell your girlfriend she's coming with me, though. I'm not telling her.
I'll go with Lishta.
I'll go with Rothgar.
I will too.
What could possibly go wrong? So you split the party and have everyone team up with a black spiral dancer.
I know, but
Oh, and Victor's coming upstairs with us, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, there we go.
so you'll be fine.
Paranoia is your friend.
Paranoia is a different game.
So with that, I'm going to need wits and primal urge checks from for all the hunters.
All right.
Difficulty 6 still?
Yes.
Ooh, 3 successes. The alpha's
Nice.
from the alpha.
Alpha's gonna alpha.
Yeah, come on, body perm, let's do this.
Kennedy is clearly disturbed by being with Lishta because I get -1 successes.
Seduced.
Disturbed or distracted?
I got
Yes.
3 successes.
Cool. And how did you do, Killian?
Yeah. 3 successes.
3. Awesome. Thanks. So, each of you starts going hunting off. So I'm going to ask the hunters to tell me which parts of the grounds and or inside are whereabouts are you hunting?
Kennedy and Lishta are going to head to the further out parts of the grounds, back closer to the shed and the stables where I first encountered her.
Awesome.
I'll try the wolf cages.
We'll look. We're gonna look just around like the base of the main house.
And while you're doing that, why don't everyone go ahead and roll me some initiative checks? Meanwhile, upstairs, the two of you have, or the three of you have made your way upstairs.
Hey, Jones, move Dell and Shadrach to the shed, not me and.
Oh, you're solely there.
Yeah, no, I'm totally still in wolf form. Oh, bloody bollock shit. I have to do this. Okay, so here's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, if we're hunting, I'm in Lucas too.
I need to click on my thing.
So.
I need to click initiative again, so it actually works. Me and roll 20, man. There it go. Wow. Okay.
So, not that I need it, not that you should be concerned that I'm asking everyone to roll for initiative, but
Sure, I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
I mean, sooner or later we're going to rounds. I mean, no matter
so,
what. Wow. We are really on top of things, aren't we?
pretty much. Upstairs, you make your way to the second floor. It's creepy. The light, that whole bare bulb lighting. That's oh so in style. Is kind of just kind of giving just enough of the yellow light kind of bleeding throughout the whole area as you slowly approach Orson's cell. Victor has fished out a set of keys that you didn't know Victor had,
Oh
and
my.
you get the impression that other staff members probably also don't know he has. And proceeds to make his way to Orson's cell to unlock it.
Now, just to clarify, are we in the Umbra currently, or are we in
Yes.
the meat space? Okay.
Yes, you are in the Umbra. But even in the Umbra, these stores exist, and these stores have locks.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. Just making sure that we were. Thought it was clear on where we were going to be.
So, out by the wolf cages and the sheds.
Oh no.
Oh yes. You were with your buddy Spiral Dancer, and as you guys are hunting around, he's kind of talking a little bit about these things like the hide in the shadows when they're not actively feeding on someone or controlling someone, and that they feed on fear and pain and despair. And so, and based on the letter that was that you Victor uncovered, it sounds like they were controlling these people as they slept.
I don't like all those things he said to me. I'm scared, I bruise easily, and I nap. I'm out here alone with you.
So with that, he kind of I can do something to help draw them out if you're ready to engage the enemy. He seems a little like eager to get into combat.
Hey, Rune.
You know what? I'm gonna stretch real quick. I'm gonna go into Glabra. You go ahead, do your call, buddy.
And with that, he shifts and like almost instantaneously shifts into Krynos, and you're now standing next to a 9 foot tall black spiral dancer. Full on. He is got a multitude of battle scars and covering his black and twisted matted fur. Uh, he has a bunch of strange it looks like ritualistic scars on him that form strange uh, hex like strange patterns and strange lettering, and you see across one of his arms a series of cuts down one arm of strange squarish patterns with like letters and strange symbols in the corners of the boxes,
Oh.
which you've seen before.
New York
You have
Times crossword puzzle.
you have seen these same sigils, but made of blood, written on the walls of a cathedral in New York City, in a vision that you had.
Oh, this is really bad.
And as you like looking at that, seeing that, he shifts, he howls a call of battle, and with that, three black inky forms pull out of the shadows of the veterinarian building and materialize in front of you.
Yay.
They have that same inky, elongated form that you saw the spider monkey-esque body shapes that can just seem to be levitating in the air. As they do, they screech, and as they screech, their mouths open up. You see rows after rows of small, thin, needle-like fangs. And you can see faintly in the shadows that make up their body in the center of their chest what appears to be distorted images that kind of look like faces. You can't quite make them out, but they look like almost like human faces, kind of warped and rippling in the shadow that makes up their body. You have initiative on these.
Okay. I'm going to tell my friend that we need to pick on the same one at the same time. Make it nice and quick. And I will go ahead and I'll go on this one.
Great.
And
I'm going to have the spirals move on the same initiatives as the ones they've teamed up with, just for ease of tracking.
Makes sense.
So we're going to actually start having people roll in a second. I'm going to do one quick round of kind of laying out where everyone is and what's going on, and then we'll have you roll for your damage for your attacks and stuff. So with that, upstairs, you've made your way to the cage that's holding Orson. As you unlock it, you step inside. Orson is slowly, knees up, rocking back and forth. And as Victor makes a couple steps towards him, he starts. And as Victor takes another step, it kind of increases in volume and depth. The entire time his eyes are closed, and he continues to sit there and just kind of rock back and forth as he's growling like that. You get the impression that it's almost kind of a meditative kind of stance. He's kind of like almost in a meditative state as he's doing that. Kennedy, you were pretty much distracted trying to like hunt for these things, but also try to keep an eye on your spiral companion because you don't. It's just weird.
A little bit.
So, with that, as you're doing that, you don't realize until you spin around, until she spins around and draws a dagger, that 3 of these puppeteers have started materializing out from the shadows around you, and are moving in to attack with their needle-like teeth and claws. They are actually going to go before you. Dun, dun, dun. Meanwhile, in the near the front of the building, the other you guys are kind of hunting around the grounds, and with the howl going out from his pack mate, Roshgra also lets out a howl, and as he does, four Banes kind of pull from the shadows and make themselves known, as they seem rather upset to see that their allies, the Spiral Dancers, have teamed up with a bunch of Guru, Gaia-loving Guru. So, the first attack is actually being made by Killian against his batch of puppeteers. Go ahead and make me your attack roll.
Okay. I just want to spend a point of rage to swipe twice. So I will go ahead and yeah, I'll claw to hit because Arachnite can reduce that by 1 more. So I got 2 successes with a 10. And then I don't know if you want to do rage actions in the same thing with everybody because we're all split up.
Yeah, we can do it that way.
Okay.
So you got 2 successes. That's going to be +1 to your damage.
Yep. For 5 aggravated. And then here is my rage for 2 successes. So it'll be the same thing again. And 4 aggravated. So 9 damage coming out.
Awesome. So, Dale, what are you doing to your upstairs? Are you doing anything specific, or are you just going to wait to react? Or...
Well, I mean, given the way Orson is responding at this point, Dale's going to shift into his bow. I'm not sure what else there is to do apart from, well, I mean, see if I can smell any of the, see if I can smell the puppeteers on him. I'm assuming we can, but I don't know.
Certainly. Go ahead and make me a wits and perception check. Difficulty 8.
Okay. I suppose I probably should have done that before I shifted into his bow form, huh?
Well.
Oh well. I am going to spend a... Wait a minute. Wits and perception?
Oh, sorry. Did I say wits and perception?
Did.
That makes no sense.
That was a little weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it should have been wits and primal urge is what I meant to say.
I can do that. I'm still going to spend a willpower, though.
Why he's making that roll.
3 successes with the willpower expenditure.
You do not get the smell of a puppeteer off of Orson, but you get the smell of rot and decay and ancient rot at that. And as you're doing that, you're kind of shifting the hispos. You're sniffing, trying to get a sense of that, watching Orson's reaction. And as you do, you see Victor reach into his coat and draw forth his silver blade. That's what Victor's doing.
Okay.
And you see murderous intent in his eyes.
Fair enough, and I don't think I'm gonna try to stop him.
With that, the Banes get an attack.
Yep.
I should probably do the and I keep having to tweak my. I'm on the right. I keep shifting the layers.
It's
Yeah.
the struggle is real.
Well, I was having to take them off the banes that were hidden on the GM layer to the player layer, so you guys can see them, and then forgetting to reset them so I can actually move stuff. I'm like, why is nothing responding? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. So with that, you're Killian. He is the spiral has shifted. He's engaged in combat too. He's clawed at the Bane, tearing a big chunk into him. And with that, the Bane is responding. It is lashing out. It is actually lashing out at both of you. And I'm using real dice because I'm because uh, I like real dice and I haven't got to roll them in forever.
Because I want to.
I understand.
And it's also how I'm keeping track of the bonus dice that we've gotten for subs and gift subs and follows and stuff, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and it strikes both of you, dealing a fair amount of damage. I'm going to need soak rolls from both of you.
Yep.
As I peek over my puppeteer sheet.
Yeah, what kind of damage is it?
It is aggravated.
Okay, 5 successes and a crit.
So with that, this little its claw kind of, its arm kind of stretches and elongates unnaturally longer than it was moments ago before, lashing into you, clawing at you, pulling out a big chunk of fur, but it doesn't it doesn't, you kind of, your body kind of, you roll with it, and it's a superficial wound at best. Not doing
Always
enough
lucky.
not enough to do damage to you. Basically, you soaked it. Basically, Kennedy,
Yes.
make me a soak.
Before I make a soak, I would like to use my Flame Dance gift, which lets me reflexively spend a rage point to make a dodge.
Certainly, go for it.
All right. So, never mind. Wow, that's amazing. 6 dice and not a single, or 9 dice total and not a single success.
Damn.
I'll make a soak roll. Wow, that's horrible and a waste of a rage. But 5 successes on my soak.
Okay, so you soak all the damage.
Very unhappy about
And Lisht is also dodging and weaving as the Banes have moved in and are starting to attack. The Banes are swarming in to attack the pack. And 3 of them are moving in to attack Darren.
No whammies. No whammies.
So, that apparently all the good dice. I've rolled all the good rolls out of these dice. Apparently, no, that one hits, and that one misses. I am going to need a soak roll from Darren.
I was afraid you'd say that.
And remember to make sure that you have adjusted your form tabs appropriately to give you any changes you might have for form you're in.
Yeah, I'm in Hamid form right now. It's aggravating.
Yes.
hunting in Hamid form.
Yeah. Why?
What,
Two
what was that for,
successes.
man?
It's my
Success.
it's my native form. I have 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Well, you take a level of damage. So, with that, Darren.
Yeah, I would like to not be in Hamid form anymore.
Is there a reason you skipped me?
Oh, because I clicked too fast. Yes.
Premature
I'm
calculation.
I'm so used to you going before the bad guys. Kennedy, what would you like to do?
So we're hunting in the Umbra, so I can
Mhm.
shift for free, right?
Yes, you can.
Then I will shift to Krynos, and I will stab at this Bane with the clave.
Awesome. Go for it. Make me roll. And while
I
you're
will.
making that roll, Darren, what are you doing? Are you doing?
I would like to spend a rage to shift into Krynos.
Actually, do it for free because you're in the Umbra.
Cool. I'm gonna shift to Krynos then, and then I'm gonna spend 2 rages, and I'm gonna do an attack. And yeah, I'm gonna spend all that rage on attacking.
I will hit with 5 successes with the clave for 7 damage. Oh wait, it actually should have been higher because I didn't shift into Krynos. But
Cool. If you want to roll the extra dice and figure that out, let me know.
yeah, I'll do
Darren, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
You got it. And I am in Krynos. Here we go. Claw. Here we go. First claw. 4 successes.
Awesome. And wait.
No additional successes for my Krynos. So
Okay.
just 7
Cool.
damage.
Good to know.
Just 7 damage.
Only.
Yeah, if it wasn't for this fact that it's a spirit and not a physical enemy, that would make. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I rolled. How many dice is that? I rolled 13 dice and got 1 success on my aggravated damage for that first claw.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, I feel your pain. Right? Remember, 9 dice for my dodge, not a single success. So I feel your pain, but
If you like that sometimes. Here's
It
My
does,
bad
yeah.
rolls are infecting everybody else now.
I think you need to start being nicer to Killian and the Glasswalkers. Just saying. We are playing on roll 20. I'm just saying.
that's true.
well,
That's true.
there's 8 aggravated damage for my second claw.
That's much better.
Hmm.
Okay, cool.
And then my last claw attack. Seven more ag. So that's 16 points of aggravated damage total this round.
Sweet. So with that, everyone has gone this round. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Wait, not everyone. Yeah, everyone. Everyone's gone this round. And with that, upstairs, Victor makes another step to go forward with the knife, and with that, the growling gets louder from Victor. From Orson gets louder, and as he slowly lifts his head up, his opens his eyes. They are jet black, and as he looks straight at Victor and then looks over to you, Del. Do you think that will stop us? We shall be victorious. And with that, black tendrils just start pouring out, pulling and pouring out of his arms and his legs, and pulling up to look like a Kryno screw made of pure shadow. And that's what we're going to call it for the night. Next episode, we'll jump into our. It's going to pick up in the middle of combat. In with what is going on with Victor and Orson and the fate of the Valkenburg Foundation. Yeah. Because I am of the worm.
You're a horrible person.
You're storytellers of Cain, of the worm, and all the things that are bad in the universe. The family. And with that, I'd like to thank my pack for their amazing evening. I would like to thank our amazing viewers for tuning in tonight. Yeah, it's gonna get wild.
And leave it alone.
So a couple quick announcements. We will be back obviously next week for another episode of uh, uh, Born of Rage. And next episode will be Call to War. Um, I can't imagine why it's got such an ominous title, but
Call to war.
and yeah, and then tomorrow night we have a brand new episode of our Fallout game as the brave players patrol the wastelands of the of Fallout on Wasteland Wednesday, on our Secret of Vault 23, Treasure of Vault 23. I get it right. Sorry. As I'm not getting evil eye from the GM, and I should be.
Nah, you got it. You got it.
And then we have a brand new episode. I believe we have a brand new episode of Sundays of Blue Dragons coming out on Friday.
We do.
Sweet. Is that the finale of season 1? Or am I off a week?
Yes, no, this is the season finale.
Season finale of season 1 of Something Dragons, our Pathfinder game that our good friend Killian, better known as Aaron, is running for a group of his daughter and friends. So, and then next Monday we'll be back for a next episode of Nerian Nexus. Sorry, last week's episode was Assault of Nerian Nexus. I'm gonna butcher all the titles tonight. Yay! We'll be back Monday for another episode of Nether War, as we just finished Assault of the Nerian Nexus, and the heroes have to deal with the fallout from that, which is our Mutants and Masterminds game. Other quick announcements is we have a merch store, we have a Discord. I'm going to be dropping all the cool art for the Insidious Fist pack on our Discord if you want to check it out. They have such a 90s name. I love it.
It's it really
It's
is.
so 90s. It's so 90s. That's so 90s. And then yeah, we have a merch store. We have just if you like the games we're playing and you want to check any of them out, there's an awesome link below on our drive-thru affiliate link, which lets you takes you over to just drive-thru RPG, but also helps with the channel if you use the Discord the link to use the Affinity store, affiliate store. Words. I'm done. It's been a long day.
I feel it.
Yes. With that, I'm going to just shut up and say, has anyone else got announcements they'd like to make tonight?
Nothing major, but we are going to go ahead and raid Goblin Cave TV. They're playing City of Mist tonight, and that is a game that I desperately want to learn how to play.
It seems awesome. I've seen a bunch of bits about it. It seems awesome. So.
Cool. Well, everybody, wear your mask, make good choices. We will see you next time.